Avatar: The Way of Water had its official premiere on December 6th, and the first reactions are making their way to social media. It will be a little over a week before the public has their chance to sit in the theater, but we're getting a good sense of what to expect when that day comes. James Cameron had a lot on his plate regarding the follow-up, but the director certainly isn't afraid of a challenge. He has serious plans to continue the Avatar franchise if everything goes well for The Way of Water and moviegoers are happy. So, are they happy? Here are the biggest takeaways from Twitter regarding the second Avatar movie. There really was no doubt, was there? Early reactions to the second Pandoran flick has members of the press all saying the same thing.
I've never seen anything like this in a movie.
Comicbook.com's Brandon Davis summed it up when he tweeted, "Avatar: The Way of Water is a never-ending visual spectacle." The stunning visuals were a major theme in early reactions to the film. Uproxx writer Mike Ryan highlighted the movie's visuals perfectly, tweeting, "Yeah, I never bet against James Cameron. Trying to spare hyperbole, but I've never seen anything like this from a technical, visual standpoint. It's overwhelming, maybe too overwhelming. Sometimes I'd miss plot points because I'm staring at a Pandora fish." Well, there you have it. Finding a tweet about The Way of Water that didn't mention the visuals was like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Eric Davis of Fandango tweeted, "Happy to say Avatar: The Way of Water is phenomenal. Bigger, better, and more emotional than Avatar. The film is visually breathtaking, visceral, and incredibly engrossing. The story, the spectacle, the spirituality, the beauty, this is movie making and storytelling at its absolute finest." A theme among those lucky enough to preview the film is that the film looks great when the scene is set on land, but the underwater moments are going to knock your socks off. As for the story, most of the early reactions suggest The Way of Water is well-rounded. For the most part, many suggested the story is engaging and ups the ante. Tessa Smith of Mama's Geeky wrote, "It delivers on both action and heart while giving fans an intriguing story that feels earned and warranted." Sean O'Connell of Cinema Blend added, "Incredible visuals, but a much more emotional connection to the characters and story." On the other end of the spectrum, those who had issues with the story felt it was a little meh, to say the least. As Ian Sandwell of Digital Spy tweeted, "It does suffer from a thin story and too many characters to juggle, yet James Cameron pulls it together for an extraordinary final act full of emotion and thrilling action." One person mentioned the film clocking in at over 3 hours, saying, "That runtime ain't no walk in the park, and it will turn off some." The reactions that criticized the movie were few and far between, so don't put too much stock into them. For all accounts, James Cameron has another winner on his hands. We'd be hard-pressed to name a director who does sequels better than James Cameron, and he's making it more evident than ever with The Way of Water. Perry Nemiroff of Collider said, "I had faith James Cameron would raise the bar with the effects, but these visuals are mind-blowing, one stunning frame after the next. But the thing I dug most is how the technical feats always feel in service of character and world building."
I went to the studio and I said, "Let's not just do another movie. Let's swing for the fences."
She suggested a second viewing would help iron things out for the viewer, something Cameron is no doubt banking on. Sharing the same sentiments on Cameron and his attention to detail was Happy Sad Confused podcast host Josh Horowitz, who wrote, "James Cameron once again shows filmmakers how it's done. I've said it 1,000 times. Never doubt him. Avatar: The Way of Water is how you do epic blockbustering. Emotional, visceral, and as big as movies get. It looks like The Way of Water is the sequel we were all hoping for."